Emeric Art Studio. I had a couple of questions regarding, what is the best way to work with texture wheels. So I thought rather than going in lengthy discussions, why don't I just make a quick video and show how we can use our texture wheels, the technique behind using our texture wheels. And I really hope you're also going to find value in this little tutorial. You can use texture wheels on a variety of surfaces, hard surface, paper pad, as well as a medium soft surface. Personally, I prefer using a paper pad most of the time. However, there is times when I do work on a hard surface, and a hard surface, there is a video where I talk about hard surface that I will link below this one. So when you start, it also depends on the effect that you would like to have. So I'm just going to start with a dotted wheel. So there's a front and a back. So when you're going to go on the front, you are going to get almost like an engrave effect. And then when you when you work on the back, you are going to get an emboss, and I can't do a straight line. I don't know if you can really see the difference with the dots. It's looking a little bit, oh, there, you can pick it up now. Can you see? So this one is embossed and that one is engraved. So that is the difference from working on the front or the back of the pewter or whichever metal you are using. So the same effect, I'm going to use exactly the same wheel, and I'm going in one straight movement. And there again, it's not as you can see the difference between the working on the paper pad and working on the hard surface. Let's do them next to each other. I think that's going to work better. So that would be the hard surface. This is going to be the paper pad, and I'm also going to do this on a semi-soft surface. I don't know about you, but I really struggle to go straight lines. So that is the different effect that you are going to get from the different ones. So that is on a hard surface, and that is working on the front of the pewter. That is on a paper pad, and that is on a semi-soft surface. So substantially it is deeper. And then when you look on the opposite side, you do notice it. When you go onto the paper pad, it's a little bit more noticeable, and it has a definite impact on the embossing side when you go onto the softer surface. So for today, I'm just going to work with the rest on the paper pad, but I just wanted to show you that there is a difference between working on the front and the back. So when it comes to your single or very narrow wheel, so that will be something like the big wheels, the dotted wheels, or even the wave wheel. You need to pick up on the wave that it has. And there's a couple of others like this Morse code one too. So when you work with that, I'm going to use the big one just because it's going to be easy visible. So that you are going to use in a straight line, or as straight as what you can. So or let me rather rephrase that, you can use in one fluent movement. The same with this one. And you can just go in and you can roll your texture wheel. I'm going to quickly do all of them, and just roll your texture wheel. And then the small dot one, I'm just going to go and I'm going to roll my texture wheel. So it works perfectly in one fluent movement or one continuous movement. There you can see. So that is how you will work with your single or your very narrow texture wheels. Your mid-width as well as your wider texture wheels, the movement, when you just go in a straight continuous movement, yes, you will get effect. But the best way to use this is to actually work in front to back, slow, short movements. And one of the reasons this is working better is you do have a little bit more control over it. And if you can see the difference between the two. So the first one, it's there, but it is at sometimes where it almost disappear and then it comes full, and there some of the texture wheel design disappear. Where this one, you get a full coverage right through. When we use our texture wheels, we shift the pressure on how we are holding the wheel. So we can come in, and when it is with one continuous movement, we go and we might feel like, you know, you press more over to either the left or the right side, and that is when you get this. Where when you come in and you work in shorter movements, you have more control over the way that you are actually holding and the pressure of the texture wheel. And that is why you are getting a better or a more even coverage. It is really difficult when it comes to you know, texture wheels like the herringbone. When you go just in and you do that, you tend to have to miss some of the design again with that. But again, when you come in and you go with forward, backward, forward, backward, forward, backward, that one is off the piece of pewter. Let me just grab another piece here. So when you go in with you know, short forward, backward, forward, backward, forward, backward movements, you definitely get a more even distribution of your texture wheel design. So yeah, that is just the basics of working with texture wheels, and especially when it comes to one that has an extra line. So with this one as well, you can see that some of the dots, for me, naturally, and this one, I'll show you, it has dots on both sides. For me, naturally, I just do the one side because my hand tends to go pressure more over to the right. But again, when you go in and you apply pressure and you work slower and the pressure is distributed more even. I know I sound like a stuck record, but there you can see. It takes you a little bit longer, but you definitely have a way better effect if you do work in short front and back movements. So when it comes to texture wheels as well, you know, you can do so much with them. There's two other little videos that I have on. The one is how to put texture on a little owl that I did, and I've only used texture wheels. And there's another video, I will link them all below. There's another video that I use texture wheels for a background. I did my whole background in texture wheels. I really like working with texture wheels. And, you know, combine some of your texture wheels. When you look at something like a small diagonal one or the narrow diagonal one, you can go in with that one, and then you can use what happened to it now, the wavy tool, and you can do a line on each side of that, and you don't even need to do a wavy one on each side. You can come in with the second one, and you can, no, I don't want to do that. Yep, let me just do the wavy one. So you can come in and you can enclose the one, and there you go. You have a complete different design. So think about, you know, combining some of your wheels as well, and this can make a really good frame around to design I hope this little tutorial is going to help you working with your texture wheels and, you know, just getting the best effect that you can by working a little bit slower and in that front to back movement. Thank you so much for spending time with me in the studio, and always remember, the world of reality has its limits, but the world of imagination is boundless.